Greetings of the day, everyone. I am Dr. Shambhavi Singh, Assistant Professor in the Department of Microbiology at Government Medical College, Haldwani, Uttarakhand. Today, the topic of discussion is categorization and segregation of biomedical waste. So, hospital waste is briefly categorized into biomedical waste, general waste, and other waste. In biomedical waste, we have four categories broadly: yellow, red, white, and blue, which we will be discussing in the details in the coming session. General waste is wet waste, dry waste, construction and demolition waste. Other wastes like batteries, e-waste, and radioactive waste are treated separately. Coming to the hospital waste classification, categorization of hospital waste. Biomedical waste 75 to 80% is non-infectious waste, 10 to 25% is infectious waste, and out of that also 10 to 25%, 20% is infectious and 5% is non-infectious but toxic. So in order to avoid this 10 to 25% infectious waste, not making that 80% general waste also infectious, we have to do segregation of the infectious waste. For that, the Biomedical Waste Management Rules in 2016 has revised the categories of waste into four categories: yellow, red, blue, and white, which we will be discussing in details. Now, what are the steps involved in waste management? First and foremost is generation, the place where the waste is generating. So its waste management starts at the point of generation only, where the process has started. Then comes the segregation. Segregation should always be done at the source of generation itself. Then comes storage, transportation, treatment and disposal. Now in detail we will be discussing segregation at the source. So biomedical waste generated from a healthcare facility is required to be segregated at the point of generation as per the color coding stipulated under Schedule 1 of Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016. Following activities are to be followed to ensure proper waste segregation. Waste must be segregated at the point of generation of source and not in later stages. Posters or placards for biomedical waste segregation should be provided in all the wards as well as in the waste storage area. Adequate number of color-coded bins or containers and bags should be available at the point of generation of biomedical waste. Color-coded plastic bags should be in line with the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. Provide personal protective equipment to the biomedical waste handling staff. Waste segregation in hospitals has been categorized into four different colors. Yellow bag, broadly for infectious non-plastic waste. Red bag for infectious plastic waste. White or translucent sharp container for puncture-proof box or for metal sharps. Blue container is again a puncture-proof box which includes broken glass items and metal implants. Segregation, packaging, transport and storage. No untreated biomedical waste shall be mixed with other waste. The biomedical waste shall be segregated into containers or bags at the point of generation in accordance with the Schedule 1 prior to its storage, transportation, treatment and disposal. Barcode and global positioning system shall be added by the occupier and common biomedical waste treatment facility in 1 year time. The operator of common biomedical waste treatment facility shall transport the biomedical waste from the premises of an occupier to any off-site biomedical waste treatment facility only in the vehicles authorized for the same. The vehicles used for transportation of biomedical waste shall comply with the conditions, if any, stipulated by the State Pollution Board Control Board or Pollution Control Committee, in addition to the requirement contained in the Motor Vehicles Act in 1988. Untreated human anatomical waste, animal anatomical waste, soil waste and biotechnology waste shall not be stored beyond a period of 48 hours. In case due to any reasons the waste has to be stored for more than 48 hours, then appropriate measures should be taken to ensure that the waste does not adversely affect human health and the environment, and inform the prescribed authority as earliest as possible. Microbiology waste and all other clinical laboratory waste shall be pre-treated by sterilization. General principles of segregation, transport and storage of biomedical waste. Waste receptacles waste receptacles should have the following properties. Like plastic bags must be labeled with biohazard logo shown below. Containers should have well fitted lids, they should not be open. Sharp boxes should be puncture proof, leak proof and tamper proof impermeable container. General principles of segregation, transport and storage of biomedical waste are include the importance of segregation, securement of the waste, proper labeling of the waste, if required, pre-treatment of certain waste, transport of the waste, central storage area should be there for the waste, and personal protective equipment should be provided everywhere. Now let's discuss the categories in details. So infectious solid waste are disposed of in yellow bins or yellow bags. The types of waste broadly are human or animal anatomical or soiled waste. Their final outcomes are either by incineration, plasma pyrolysis or deep burial. The type of waste in category yellow can be human anatomical waste like human tissues, organs, body parts and fetus below the viability period. Animal anatomical waste, experimental anatomical carcasses, body parts, organs, tissues, including the waste generated from animals used in experiments or testing in veterinary hospitals or colleges or animal houses. The type of bag or containers to be used can be yellow colored non-chlorinated bags. Treatment and disposal options are incineration, plasma pyrolysis or deep burial. Soil waste like items contaminated with blood, body fluids like dressings, plaster cast, cotton swabs and bags containing residual or discarded blood and blood components. The types of bags are yellow colored non-chlorinated bags, incineration or plasma pyrolysis or deep burial. In absence of any of the above facilities, autoclaving or microwaving or hydroclaving, followed by shredding or mutilation of combination of sterilization and shredding treated phase to be sent for energy recovery. Then we have expired or discarded medicines like pharmaceutical waste like antibiotics, cytotoxic drugs, including all items contaminated with cytotoxic drugs along with the glass or plastic ampoules, vials, etc. They too are to be discarded in yellow colored non-chlorinated plastic bags or container. Expired cytotoxic drugs and items contaminated with cytotoxic drugs to be returned back to the manufacturer or supplier for incineration at temperature of more than 1200 degrees centigrade or to common biomedical waste treatment facility or sent to hazardous waste treatment, storage and disposal facility for incineration at more than 1200 degrees centigrade or encapsulation or plasma pyrolysis at more than 1200 degrees centigrade. Chemical waste like chemicals used in production of biological and used in discarded disinfectants, they too are to be discarded in yellow colored containers or non-chlorinated plastic bags. Disposed of by incineration or plasma pyrolysis or encapsulation in hazardous waste treatment, storage and disposal facility. Then we have few chemical liquid waste generated due to use of chemicals or in production of biological and used in discarded disinfectants, silver X-ray films, developing liquid, discarded formalin, infected secretions, aspirated body fluids, liquid from laboratories and floor washings, cleaning, housekeeping and disinfecting activities, etc. They have a separate collection system leading to effluent treatment system. After resource recovery, the chemical liquid waste shall be pre-treated before mixing with other wastewater. The combined discharge shall conform the discharge norms given in the Schedule 3. Discarded linen, mattresses, beddings contaminated with blood or body fluid should be disposed in non-chlorinated yellow plastic bags or suitable packing material. the non-chlorinated chemical disinfection followed by incineration or plasma pyrolysis, or for energy recovery in absence of above facilities, shredding or mutilation, or combination of sterilization and shredding treated waste to be sent for energy recovery or incineration or plasma pyrolysis. Microbiology, biotechnology, and other clinical laboratory waste, blood bags, laboratory cultures, stocks or specimens of microorganisms, live or attenuated vaccines, human and animal cell cultures used in research, industrial laboratories, production of biological and residual toxins, dishes and devices used for the cultures. All these things are to be autoclaved in safe plastic bags or containers. Pre-treatment is required for these sort of waste. So pre-treat to sterilize with non-chlorinated chemicals on site as per the National AIDS Control Organization or WHO guidelines. Thereafter we can incinerate these products. But yes, this category needs to be pre-treated. In a brief summary, for yellow category we have human anatomical waste, animal anatomical waste, soiled waste, expired or discarded medicines and cytotoxic drugs along with glass or plastic ampule vials, chemical waste, biotechnology and other clinical lab waste, chemical liquid waste, discarded linen, mattresses, beddings contaminated with body or body fluids. So this type of charts or placards can be placed wherever biomedical waste dustbins are placed. Coming to the red bag or red bin, all infected plastic recyclable waste. So all that waste which we can consider to be recyclable are to be discarded in red bag. Like contaminated waste, which is recyclable waste generated from disposable items such as tubings, bottles, intravenous tubes and sets, catheters, urine bags, syringes without the needle and fixed needle syringes, and vacutainers with their needles cut and gloves. They are to be kept in red colored non-chlorinated plastic bags or containers. Their treatment and disposal options are autoclaving or microwaving or hydroclaving followed by shredding or mutilation or combination of sterilization and shredding. Treated waste to be sent to registered or authorized recyclers or for energy recovery, or plastics to diesel or fuel oil or for road making, whichever is possible. Plastic waste should not be sent to landfill sites. So coming to the brief summary, for red bags, the contaminated waste which is recyclable like vacutainers, tubings, bottles, intravenous tubes and sets, catheters, urine bags, syringes without the needles and gloves. Coming to the white translucent containers, in these we can place waste sharps including metal needles, syringes with fixed needles, needles from needle tip cutter or burners, scalpels, blades or any other contaminated sharp object that may cause puncture and cuts. This includes both used, discarded and contaminated metal sharps. The container should be puncture proof, leak proof, tamper proof, impermeable container. The treatment of its constituents are autoclaving or dry heat sterilization followed by shredding or mutilation or encapsulation in metal container or cement concrete, combination of shredding cum autoclaving, and sent for final disposal to iron foundries or sanitary landfill or designated concrete waste sharp pit. In a brief summary, waste sharps including metal sharps like needles, syringes with fixed needles, needles from needle tip cutter, burner, scalpel, blades are to be placed in white, leak proof, tamper proof containers. Coming to the category blue, it includes glassware, be it broken or discarded, and contaminated glass including medicine vials and ampules except those contaminated with cytotoxic waste, and metallic body implants. The type of box or container should be puncture proof, leak proof, tamper proof containers. The treatment is disinfection by soaking the washed glass waste after cleaning with detergent and sodium hypochlorite solution, or through autoclaving or microwaving or hydroclaving and then sent for the recycling. So the waste in category blue is then further after the treatment is sent for recycling. In a brief summary, medicine vials and ampoules, except those contaminated with cytotoxic waste and metallic body implants, are to be stored in blue containers. These are the various labels that should be used. So labels for biomedical waste containers or bags, this is the symbol for biohazard symbol, which should always be placed in biomedical waste bags, and for cytotoxic waste this symbol should be placed on the bags. Now what should be the time of collection? Biomedical waste should be collected on daily basis from each ward of the hospital at a fixed interval of time. There can be multiple collections from wards during the day as well, depending on the usage. Collection times should be fixed and appropriate to the quantity of waste produced in each area of the healthcare facilities. General waste should not be collected at the same time or in the same trolley in which biomedical waste is collected. Collection should be daily for most waste, with collection timed to match the pattern of waste generation during the day. Like, general waste collection must be done immediately after the visiting hours of the healthcare facilities, as visitors coming to facility generate a lot of general waste, and in order to avoid accumulation of such general waste in the healthcare facility. The collection timings must enable the healthcare facilities to minimize or nullify the use of interim storage of waste in the departments. Biomedical waste collected by the staff should be provided with proper personal protective equipments. Now, how the packaging has to be done. Biomedical waste bags and sharp containers should be filled to no more than 3/4 full, that is 3/4 of the bag. Plastic bags should never be stapled but may be tied or sealed with a plastic bag or tie. Replacement bags or containers should be available at each waste collection location. Color-coded waste bags and containers should be printed with the biohazard symbol labeled with details such as date, type of waste, waste quantity, sender's name and receiver's details, as well as bar-coded label to allow them to be tracked till final disposal. Ensure that barcode stickers are pasted on each bag as per the guidelines of Pollution Control Board. Now coming to the labeling, all the bags, containers or bins used for collection and storage of biomedical waste must be labeled with the symbol of biohazard or cytotoxic hazard, as the case may be, as per the type of waste in accordance with the Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016. Biomedical waste bags or containers are required to be provided with barcode labels in accordance with Central Pollution Control Board guidelines for barcode system for effective management of biomedical waste. Now, interim storage. Interim storage of biomedical waste is discouraged in the wards or different departments of healthcare facility. If waste is needed to be stored on interim basis in the departments, it must be stored in the dirty utility sections, which is least used. No waste should be stored in patient care area and procedures area such as operation theatres. All infectious waste should be immediately removed from such areas. In absence of dirty utility or sections such as biomedical waste must be stored in designated places away from patient and visitor traffic or low traffic areas. So this is a biomedical waste van, how it should be, how the transportation is to be done. The color coded bags are sealed and labeled. They are transported on daily basis within the hospital to common collection point, and from the common collection point the waste is transported to central facility by authority in a biomedical waste van. So thank you all, and let us every time remember, let the waste of the sick not contaminate the lives of the healthy. Thank you.